On the Senate floor, John McCain slammed the partisanship on both sides during this shutdown.
It's one of the more shameful chapters that I have seen.
But in print, he was much tougher on his own caucus, telling the New York Times, Republicans have to understand we have lost this battle, as I predicted weeks ago that we would not be able to win. McCain's Republican ally Lindsey Graham says the GOP really did go too far. We screwed up. Former Republican Congressman Mickey Edwards says while he believes President Obama was too inflexible in this standoff, it's the Republicans who overreached by hammering on Obamacare.
The public is not going to believe that the president is responsible, especially when they're trying to undo a law that's already been enacted. So, and then when you tie it in with also the threats about the debt ceiling and possibly reneging on the money the American people have already spent and owe, I don't think it's a message Republicans can win.
Senator Ted Cruz has been skewered from within the party and by his hometown newspaper, which had endorsed him. Comparing him to his predecessor, Kay Bailey Hutchison, the Houston Chronicle's editorial page says Cruz has been part of the problem in specific situations where Hutchison would have been part of the solution. Another conservative group whose tactics are now under fire, Heritage Action for America. It pressured wavering Republicans to keep fighting against Obamacare, keeping tabs on those who didn't by blasting out scorecards. Their leader dismissed McCain's criticism that this was a losing battle.
I think that the Senate Republicans should spend their energy focusing on Obamacare and the way it's ruining millions of American people's lives and not trying to settle scores about policy, tactical differences that they disagree with.
But analysts say the party will still question the tactics of its own hardliners.
Has that line of argument, that political strategy, been discredited by this defeat? There's no other word for it. And does that then allow other voices in the caucus to argue for a different direction?
Another big question coming out of this, does John Boehner keep his speakership? GOP strategists we spoke to say he likely will, that he's got the votes to stay in right now, and who would want the job anyway, especially after all this, Wolf?
So how do the Republicans turn this around politically?
This is a big self-inflicted wound politically for them, make no mistake. But the party insiders we talked to say a couple of basic things. First, they've got to show unity, and they've got to show they can lead, they can govern, and not just push for an ideological agenda. Can they do all that in the year's time for midterms? Maybe not. Maybe for 2016 it's a possibility. They got a long way to go.
Yeah, well